Hey guys, this is Trisha from HoopDancer Fitness in West Lothian. Thank you for joining us again for our second video of our week 2 of lessons in our beginner series. This week we have been focusing on transitions to get the hoop off of the body and into the hand so that we can put our first two tricks together, our waist hooping and our hand hooping. In this lesson, I'm going to look at something called the Escalator. It's a super jazzy little move for getting the hoop off the body. It's super fun, but again, it's fairly simple if you break it down into stages, but it can look really impressive. I'm going to look at two different variations of the escalator. The first one I'm going to call the half escalator. There are loads of different terms and terminology in the hoop world, and a lot of moves have kind of different names or variations on the name. The escalator is fairly standard, but there are hundreds of different variations on the escalator. So we are just going to look at two basic versions of that today. The first of those, as I said, is the half escalator. You can tell that I filmed this video back to back with the last one because it's just super duper windy still. So yes, getting back on topic, hula hoops. We are going to look at the half escalator first of all, which looks something like this. After that, I will talk you through the full upward escalator, which basically involves taking the hoop from a position resting onto the floor, up above and beside the head as follows. So first up, the half escalator. We are coming into this move from waist hooping again, so we're going to start the hoop off on the waist with our gentle pulse and just get that going first of all. From here we are going to stall the hoop much in the same way that we did in our last video for our flip and fold, waiting for the hoop to come round in the direction that it's travelling in. For me that's my right hand, it's going around to the right, so I'm going to stall the hoop with my right hand. If your hoop is travelling round to the left, you will stall it with your left hand. So, waiting for the hoop travelling round and stall. So, at this point, the hoop is draped across the opposite thigh and it's caught in the hand. In order to get this up above the head, it's a very, very simple twisting motion, but we just need to remember to keep the other arm out the way. What can go wrong at this point is if the other arm is just kind of floating about, or you're not really sure what it's doing, or even if it's hanging down here, is it can block the hoop and it can stop it from being able to make that escalator motion. So it's super duper important to bring this arm inside the hoop, inside the thigh, across the stomach, just somewhere that it's out of the way of the trajectory of the hoop. All we're going to do from here is taking our dominant hand, which is holding the hoop, and we're going to swing the hoop round almost in a kind of hinging fashion, kind of like a door. So we're bringing the hoop up and in towards the face, but it's travelling over the head, and we're just extending it out to the side. Once we are up in this position, again as was the case in our last video with the flip and fold, we want to bring it down in front of us for our hand hooping, but rather handily this time. You will see that your hoop has landed on the outside of the hand, sorry, the palm of the hand is gripping the hoop, the hand is inside, which means that we can just go straight into our hand hooping without having to do any of the kind of fiddly little transitions that we did in the last lesson. And on to number 2, our full escalator, all the way from the floor with the hoop being down by the foot, travelling up the body and finishing up and out to the side of the head. So again, we are going to be starting out in a waist hooping position, so we need to get the hoop going on the waist, take it down to the floor, and then move into the escalator transition. So we've got the hoop going on the waist, and again we're just going back to that basic stall from the last trick and from our last lesson with the flip and fold, taking the dominant hand, waiting for the hoop coming round, and catch. Now, at this point we need to get the hoop down onto the ground because it is resting on the thigh here and it's not in the correct position to perform the full escalator. So to do that, you're going to step this leg in the way and then you're going to take it out of the hoop and bring the hoop down here so it's now resting on the floor, but again gripped in the palm of the hand. Okay, so full escalator from the floor all the way up into the side of the head. We can encounter problems as with the half escalator from the waist up where the other arm just gets in the way. If the arm is sticking out, floating around to the side, again the hoop, is just going to hit the arm and be blocked there. So we need an absolutely clear path diagonally up the body for the hoop to make that spiral and end up where we want it to be. So this hand, again, down by the side, on the tummy, out of the way, tucked in. Bringing the hoop in, you are aiming for around about your belly at this point, and we also need to step this foot in at the same time. If you don't, it's just going to hit on the knee there. There are so many little ways that the body can block this move, and that's why we need to break it down so slowly to make sure that the other leg, the other hand, everything's doing as it should be to help this move come off nice and smoothly. So, starting in the side position, the extra hand is out of the way. We're going to step the extra leg into the hoop, and you're going to bring the hoop in towards the stomach here. Now, in order to end up in that corner as we want to, I'm just going to readjust the leg position as I do that. The hoop is making a little turn in this hand as we bring it up and out to the side. From here, as with our half escalator, we can just bring the hoop down in front. The hand is on the inside of the hoop and ready to spin. You can take it in either direction with your hand hooping. So let's just quickly recap those two moves before it gets much colder and I get blown away. So starting off with number one, which was our half escalator, we are waist hooping. We're going for that stall. Bringing the other arm in, out the way, and we're aiming up just past the head and extend to the side. Bring the hoop down in front and onto the hand. Our second variation today was the full escalator all the way from the floor up to the hand beside the head. So again, we are starting out waist hooping. We are getting ready to stall the hoop in the direction that it's going and stall. We are stepping out with the other leg and letting the hoop drop down to the ground. This hand is coming out the way, tucked in. We're stepping back in with that leg and we're folding the hoop in towards the belly and out to the side. Thanks so much for joining me again for today's lesson, guys. I hope you have enjoyed working on the escalator variations with me. Do go away and practice your waist hooping from last week. Work on getting that good strong pulse. Have a look at the different transitions we've done this week, the flip and fold and the two variations of the escalator, and then obviously transitioning onto your hand hooping. Next week I'll be continuing with the off-body theme and we'll be looking at a very common, very popular hula hooping move called the weave. In the meantime, if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Head on over to Facebook for more photos and general hoop chit chat. We are at HoopDancer Fitness. We are also HoopDancer Fitness on Instagram for more kind of behind the scenes bits and bobs and little other hoop trick videos, me failing and sometimes succeeding and more advanced moves. It's all a little bit of fun.